20 profitable crops that grow like weeds. Have you ever seen how some plants grow quickly, without needing much care? It's like that papaya tree that grows alone in the backyard, or the mint that takes over the vase in a few weeks. Some crops are like that. They grow easily, almost like weeds, but they make money. If you want to plant something that doesn't require work and can still yield good money, this text is for you. Let's talk about 20 plants that grow quickly, don't need much attention, and can be sold or used to make money. They are not difficult plants to care for, like orchids or bonsai. These are simple things that anyone can cultivate, even without experience. Some even grow better if you don't touch them too much. Why are these plants good? Firstly, because they grow quickly. While an orange tree takes years to bear fruit, some of these plants are ready to harvest in just a few weeks. Secondly, because they don't need a lot of space. You can plant in pots, small beds, or even buckets. Third, because they are resistant. They can withstand heat, cold, lack of water, and even bad soil. Fourth, because they have a market. Many people buy these plants, whether to eat, use as medicine, or even to decorate. Let's get to know each one of them, explaining how to plant them, how long it takes, and how you can make money with them. 1. Mint is that little plant that everyone knows. It grows so easily that, if you plant it in the backyard, it will soon be taking over everything. You can sell the fresh leaves, make teas, seasonings, or even essential oils. In a month, you can harvest. Plant in a pot with common soil and water from time to time. If you leave it in the sun, it grows faster. 2. Basil is another one that grows freely. You buy a bunch at the market, bury the stalks in the ground, and, in a few weeks, you already have a new plant. You can sell the leaves to restaurants, make sauces, or even sell seedlings. He likes sun and water, but don't overwater the soil. In 30 days, you can harvest. 3. Rosemary is a strong plant that can withstand even drought. You can sell the branches for teas, seasonings, or even to make scented sachets. Plant in a sunny place and only water when the soil is dry. In 2 months, it will be big enough to harvest. 4. Sage is similar to rosemary, but has a stronger taste. Many people use it for teas or home remedies. It grows quickly and doesn't need much care. Plant in a pot with soil and leave in the sun. In 40 days, you can harvest the leaves. 5. Chives are one of the easiest plants to grow. You buy a bunch at the market, cut off the ends and bury the white part in the ground. In 2 weeks, new leaves are born. You can sell fresh packs or even in pots for those who want to plant at home. It likes the sun, but also grows in the shade. 6. Coriander is that spice that divides opinions. There are people who love it and people who hate it. But the fact is that it grows quickly and there are always people who buy it. Plant the seeds in a pot with soft soil and water every day. In 3 weeks, you can harvest. If you let it flower, it releases seeds and grows again. 7. Arugula is a leaf that grows in less than a month. You plant the seeds, water them every day, and, in 20 days, you can harvest. You can sell it for salads, restaurants, or even at fairs. It likes the sun, but if it's too hot it can become bitter. In that case, harvest first. 8. Lettuce is another one that grows quickly and everyone eats it. There are types that are ready in 30 days, such as curly lettuce. Plant the seeds in a flower bed or large pot and water every day. It likes sun in the morning and shade in the afternoon. You can sell it to markets, restaurants, or directly to the consumer. 9. Spinach is a nutritious leaf that grows in less than 2 months. Plant the seeds in fertilized soil and water frequently. It likes mild weather, so if it's very hot, plant it in the shade. You can sell it to markets or make juices and salads. 10. Kale is a strong plant that can withstand cold and heat. You can harvest the leaves little by little, without having to uproot the entire plant. Plant the seedlings in a spacious bed and water twice a week. In 2 months, you can start harvesting. Many people buy it to make green juices or stews. 11. Beetroot is a root that grows in about 2 months. You plant the seeds, water them every day, and, when the top part is big, you can harvest. You can sell it to markets, make juices, or even sweets. She likes sun and soft earth. 12. Carrots take a little longer, about 3 months, but are easy to grow. Plant the seeds in very soft soil, because if the soil is hard, the carrot will become crooked. Water every day, but without soaking. You can sell it to markets or even in small packages for salads. 13. Radish is one of the fastest crops. In 25 days, it is ready to harvest. Plant the seeds in loose soil and water every day. He likes the sun, but doesn't need a lot of space. You can sell it to markets or even at organic fairs. 14. Pumpkin is a plant that grows quickly and bears large fruits. You plant the seeds in a place with space because it spreads. In 3 months, you can already harvest. You can sell it to markets, make sweets, or even sell the roasted seeds. 15. Cucumber. The cucumber grows in less than 2 months and bears a lot of fruit. You can plant it in a large pot or in the ground, as long as you have space. He likes sun and water every day. You can sell it to markets, make preserves, or even sell the seedlings. 16. Cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes are small, but they grow quickly and bear a lot of fruit. Plant the seedlings in a pot with fertilized soil and water every day. It needs sun and support so the branches don't fall. In 2 months, it will begin to bear fruit. You can sell it to markets, restaurants, or even at fairs. 17. Peppers grow easily and are in great demand. There are several types: chili, finger, biquinho. Plant the seeds in a pot of soil and leave them in the sun. In 3 months, it will begin to bear fruit. You can sell it fresh, make sauces, or even dehydrated. 18. Lemongrass. Lemongrass is a fast-growing plant that is used for teas and medicines. Plant the seedlings in a large pot and water every day. He likes the sun and, in 2 months, he's already big. You can sell the fresh leaves or make sachets. 19. Aloe vera. Aloe vera. Aloe vera is a plant that hardly needs water and grows anywhere. It is used for medicines, cosmetics, and even juices. Plant in a pot with sandy soil and water only when the soil is dry. In 6 months, you can harvest the leaves. You can sell it to pharmacies, health food stores, or even neighbors. 20. Dandelion. The dandelion is that little plant that everyone thinks is a weed, but it is edible and has a market. The leaves are used in salads and the stems for teas. It grows alone anywhere. Just leave a piece of land without weeding and it will appear. You can sell it to restaurants or natural product stores. How to make money with these plants. Now that you know the plants, let's talk about how to turn this into money. You don't need much: a piece of land, some pots, seeds, and a little patience. 1. Direct sales. You can sell fresh plants at fairs, markets, or even on your doorstep. Many people prefer to buy from those who produce locally, because it is fresher and cheaper. 2. Selling to restaurants. Restaurants and cafeterias always need seasonings and fresh leaves. Talk to the owners and offer your products. If it's organic, even better. 3. Make products. With some of these plants, you can make products to sell. For example, teas, lemongrass, mint, sage, dried seasonings, basil, rosemary, coriander, sauces, pepper, tomato, cosmetics, aloe vera. 4. Sell seedlings. Many people want to plant at home, but don't know how to start. You can sell seedlings of mint, basil, rosemary, and other easy plants. 5. Sell seeds. If you let some plants flower, they will produce seeds. You can harvest and sell to anyone who wants to plant. 6. Rent space. If you have a large yard, you can rent space for other people to plant. Or even set up a community garden and charge a monthly fee. 7. Sell online. Nowadays, you can sell almost anything online. You can advertise your plants in Facebook groups, OLX, or even create an Instagram profile. Tips for getting started. If you are thinking about planting any of these crops, here are some tips to avoid making mistakes. Start small. You don't need to plant everything at once. Choose 2 or 3 plants and see how they develop. Then you can increase. Use what you have. No need to buy expensive pots or special soil. Use buckets, plastic bottles, wooden crates. The important thing is that the plant has space to grow. Water sparingly. Most of these plants do not like waterlogged soil. Water only when the soil is dry. If you stick your finger in the soil and it's wet, wait another day. Give it sun. Almost all of these plants like sun. Leave them in a place where they get at least 4 hours of sunlight a day. Fertilize the land. If the land is too poor, the plant will not grow well. You can use organic fertilizer, such as banana peels, coffee grounds, or chicken manure. Keep an eye on pests. Even resistant plants can be attacked by insects. If you notice leaves with holes or spots, Look for natural solutions such as soapy water or garlic. Final summary: planting can be a great way to earn money without requiring much investment. The 20 plants we list here grow easily, almost like weeds, and have a guaranteed market. You can sell the leaves, fruits, seedlings, or even products made from them. The secret is to start small, test what works best in your region, and gradually increase it. You don't need to have a farm or a farm. A backyard, a balcony, or even a sunny window are enough. If you like working with the land and want extra income, try planting some of these crops. In a short time, you can have a vegetable garden that makes a profit and also helps to make the environment greener. And the best, without needing a lot of work. Here are some practical tips to get you started and ensure your plants grow strong and healthy, earning you more money. 1. Choose the right location. Some plants like sun all day, like basil and cherry tomatoes. Others prefer semi-shade, such as mint and coriander. Observe where the sun shines most in your house or land and plant accordingly. If you have little space, pots and planters work great. Just don't forget to pierce the bottom so water doesn't accumulate and rot the roots. 2. Prepare the land in a simple way. You don't need to buy expensive land. Mix common soil with a little chicken manure, sold in gardening stores, or homemade compost, remains of fruit and vegetable peels. This makes the soil more fertile and helps plants grow faster. If the soil is too hard, add a little sand to loosen it. 3. Water the right amount. Too much or too little water ruins everything. The ideal is to water the soil until it is damp, but not soaked. One tip: stick your finger in the dirt. If it is dry to about 2 centimeters deep, it is time to water. Early morning or late afternoon is the best time, because the sun doesn't evaporate the water too quickly. 4. Protect your plants from pests without spending a lot. Ants, aphids, and caterpillars may appear, but you don't need expensive poisons. A mixture of mild soapy water, 1 tablespoon per liter of water, or crushed garlic, soak in water for 24 hours, works well. Spray on leaves once a week. Another idea is to plant basil or marigold near other plants. They naturally keep insects away. 5. Harvest at the right time. Each plant has its time. Coriander, for example, can be harvested in 30 days. Pumpkin takes about 90 days. If you let it go past its prime, the fruits become hard or the leaves become bitter. Keep an eye out and harvest little by little, so the plant continues to produce. In the case of leaves, such as lettuce and arugula, cut only the outer ones so the inner ones can grow. 6. Sell any way you can. There's no need to complicate it. You can sell directly to neighbors, at street markets, WhatsApp groups, or even on social media. Many people prefer to buy from those who produce locally, because it is fresher and cheaper. If you have enough, make packets with mixed herbs, such as parsley, chives, and coriander, or homemade jams with fruits from your garden. Another idea is to sell seedlings. A lot of people want to start planting, but don't know how. 7. Start with what you already know. If you've never grown anything, choose 1 or 2 plants that you already use on a daily basis, such as chives or peppers. This makes it easier to take care of and you now know how to sell. Then, test others on the list. The important thing is not to get discouraged if something doesn't work out. Even experienced farmers lose plants sometimes. 8. Enjoy what's left. If you have unsold leaves or fruits, don't throw them away. Make teas, dry spices, sauces, or even natural soaps, with herbs like rosemary or lavender. This can become another product to sell and increase your profit. Practical example: how to make money with mint. Mint grows so easily that sometimes it even becomes a bush in the backyard. But it has a lot of options. It is sold fresh for teas and juices, dried for seasonings, or even in the form of essential oil, if you learn how to make it. A small pack can cost 2 Brazilian reals to 5 Brazilian reals at markets. If you plant 20 plants and harvest once a month, you can earn around 100 Brazilian reals with mint alone. And the best part, it spreads on its own, so you don't need to plant it again. Another example: chili pepper. This pepper is strong and many people like it. It grows quickly, bears fruit all year round in warm places, and can be sold fresh, dried, or preserved. A jar of homemade pickled pepper can cost 10 Brazilian reals to 15 Brazilian reals. If you make 20 jars a month, that's 200 Brazilian reals to 300 Brazilian reals in profit. And there's still plenty to season your food. Final tip: write everything down. It seems silly, but writing down how much you spent on seeds, pots, fertilizer, and how much you sold helps you see what is working. This way, you know which plants are most worth it and where you can improve. A notebook or even a cell phone notepad will do the trick. Planting to sell doesn't have to be difficult. With these plants that grow easily and with a little care, you can earn extra income without having to quit your job or spend a lot. The secret is to start, even if it's small, and learn as you go. The earth doesn't lie. If you pay attention, it pays back. Now that you know some plants that grow almost by themselves and can earn good money, let's talk about other easy and profitable options. Many of them don't even need a lot of space. You can even grow them in small pots or beds. The important thing is to choose what suits your climate and what people in your region like to buy. A plant that many people forget, but that sells well, is chives. It grows quickly, doesn't require much sun, and can be harvested several times. A bunch of fresh chives at the market costs between 2 Brazilian reals and 5 Brazilian reals, but if you sell directly to neighbors or at markets, you can charge up to 3 Brazilian reals or 4 Brazilian reals per bunch. If you harvest 50 packs per month, that's 150 Brazilian reals to 200 Brazilian reals in profit. And the best part, you can even plant them in cut PET bottles. Another simple option is basil. It grows quickly, smells good, and is used in sauces, salads, and even teas. A fresh basil plant can be sold for 5 Brazilian reals to 10 Brazilian reals, depending on the size. If you have 20 plants ready to sell per month, that's 100 Brazilian reals to 200 Brazilian reals. Additionally, you can make homemade sauces, like pesto, and sell them in jars. A small jar of pesto can cost 15 Brazilian reals to 25 Brazilian reals, and the cost to make is low. Coriander is also a good choice, especially if you live in regions where it is widely used in food, such as the north and northeast. A bunch of fresh coriander costs between 3 Brazilian reals and 6 Brazilian reals in the market, but if you sell direct, you can charge a little more. The cool thing is that it grows quickly and doesn't need much care. If you plant them in pots or beds, you can harvest them in a few weeks. If you have a little more space, you can invest in zucchini. It grows quickly and produces a lot of fruit. A large zucchini can be sold for 5 Brazilian reals to 10 Brazilian reals, and a well-cared-for plant can yield 10 to 15 zucchini per month. If you have 5 plants, that's 250 Brazilian reals to 750 Brazilian reals in profit. And the best part, you can sell it fresh, preserved, or even in sweet form, like candied zucchini. Another plant that grows easily and sells well is ginger. It takes a little longer to grow, but it's worth it. A kilo of fresh ginger can cost between 20 Brazilian reals and 40 Brazilian reals on the market, and if you sell it directly, you can charge a better price. Furthermore, you can sell it in small pieces, ready to use, or even in the form of tea. Ginger likes shade and doesn't need much sun, so it can be planted even in yards with little light. If you live in a hot region, okra is a great option. It grows quickly, produces lots of fruit, and doesn't need much care. A kilo of fresh okra costs between 8 Brazilian reals and 15 Brazilian reals on the market, and one plant can yield 1 to 2 kilos per month. If you have 10 plants, that's 80 Brazilian reals to 300 Brazilian reals in profit. Furthermore, okra can be sold fresh, preserved, or even in the form of flour, which is used in healthy recipes. Another plant that grows easily and sells well is mustard. It is used in salads, sandwiches, and even hot dishes. A bunch of fresh mustard costs between 3 Brazilian reals and 6 Brazilian reals on the market, and you can harvest it several times from the same plant. If you sell 50 packs per month, that's 150 Brazilian reals to 300 Brazilian reals in profit. Furthermore, you can make mustard preserves, which sells even better. If you like medicinal plants, you can invest in chamomile. It is used in teas and has calming properties. A small package of dried chamomile flowers can cost between 5 Brazilian reals and 10 Brazilian reals, and a well-cared-for plant can yield several packages. Additionally, you can sell chamomile fresh or in tea bags. The cool thing is that it grows easily and doesn't need a lot of sun. Another medicinal plant that sells well is mint. It is used in teas, juices, and even desserts. A bunch of fresh mint costs between 3 Brazilian reals and 6 Brazilian reals on the market, and you can harvest several times from the same plant. If you sell 50 packs per month, that's 150 Brazilian reals to 300 Brazilian reals in profit. Additionally, you can make mint syrup or essential oil, which sell for higher prices. If you have a little more patience, you can invest in aromatic herbs, such as rosemary, thyme, and oregano. They take a little longer to grow, but they sell well and don't need much care. A small package of dried herbs can cost between 5 Brazilian reals and 15 Brazilian reals, and a well-cared-for plant can yield several packages. Additionally, you can sell herbs fresh or in the form of a ready-made seasoning, such as a barbecue herb mix. The important thing is to start with what you already have: a corner of dirt, some pots, or even pet bottles. Choose 1 or 2 plants to start, see how they adapt to your space, and gradually increase them. You don't need to spend a lot to get started. The secret is to learn and adjust as you sell. And don't forget, there's no shortage of people wanting to buy fresh, natural, and homemade products. Whether at fairs, to neighbors, or even online, there is always someone willing to pay a little more for something that was grown with care. So, get to work. Plant, care, harvest, and sell. Over time, you will see that you can earn extra money without putting in much effort.